Right. Picture this. You're the Prime Minister. You promise to smash the gangs. But instead of smashing anything, you're watching 50,000 migrants cross the channel faster than you can say difficult decisions in government. And now, your own Labour peer is basically telling you to unleash the Royal Navy like it's some sort of maritime bouncer service. Welcome to Keir Starmer's 2025, where even his own party thinks he needs to get tougher than a Gordon Ramsay kitchen nightmare. I'm your host at UK Pancakes, and today we're diving into the political storm that got everyone from Downing Street to Dover asking one simple question. Is Sir Keir about to become Sir Keir, who used to be Prime Minister? Because when Lord Glasman starts talking about using drones and turning boats back to France, you know we've entered the this is not a drill phase of British politics. But here's where it gets absolutely bonkers. We're not just talking about any old political pressure here. We're talking about the kind of pressure that makes coal into diamonds, except in this case, it might just make a prime minister into an ex-prime minister. So buckle up, because we're about to explore how a promise to stop small boats has turned into Starmer's political Titanic moment. Now, let's talk about Lord Glasman, because this man didn't just wake up one morning and think, you know what? Let's militarize the English Channel. This is a founder of Blue Labour, the socially conservative wing that's basically Labour's answer to what if we kept the economics but added a dash of proper British firmness. And when he goes on LBC suggesting we deploy the Royal Navy like we're protecting the crown jewels, you know the immigration debate has officially jumped the shark. Picture this conversation. Where should we send the boats, Lord Glasman? Back to France, obviously. It's like watching someone solve a Rubik's Cube by throwing it out the window. Technically effective, diplomatically questionable, and absolutely guaranteed to make the French president spit out his morning café au lait. But here's the kicker. Glasman's not wrong about France being a safe country. It's got human rights, decent wine, and presumably functioning asylum systems. So why are people leaving? That's a million-euro question that's got everyone scratching their heads faster than a lottery winner checking their numbers. And then comes a truly science fiction bit. Glasman casually mentions that Ukraine has drones that can target every boat. Now, I don't know about you, but when someone starts talking about Ukrainian military technology in the same breath as channel crossings, we've definitely entered uncharted political waters. It's like suggesting we solve traffic congestion by using fighter jets to direct traffic. Technically possible, completely mental. But wait, it gets better. His solution isn't just naval intervention, it's psychological warfare via drone. Imagine being a migrant in a small boat and suddenly a drone hovers overhead like some sort of mechanical seagull, politely asking you to turn around. Good morning. This is your friendly neighborhood drone reminding you that Britain is currently closed for renovations. Please turn back and try again never. It's like a sci-fi movie directed by someone who's never left Surrey. The timing of this pressure couldn't be worse for Starmer. We're looking at a man who walked into number 10 with all the confidence of someone who just solved world hunger, only to discover that stopping small boats is apparently harder than quantum physics. Since July, over 50,000 people have made this journey, and that's not just any random number. That's the fastest any Prime Minister has hit this milestone. It's like a really depressing speedrun where the only prize is political humiliation. Think about it this way. Starmer promised to smash the gangs with the enthusiasm of someone describing their weekend DIY project. Instead, the gangs are presumably laughing all the way to their offshore bank accounts, while Starmer's approval ratings sink faster than his promises. It's the political equivalent of declaring war on rain while standing in a thunderstorm with a paper umbrella. Now, here's where the pressure really starts cooking. When your own party members start suggesting military intervention, you know you're not just in hot water, you're in a full-blown political pressure cooker. Labour peers don't typically wake up and think, you know what we need? More boats, but bigger and with guns. This is desperation dressed up as policy, and everyone knows it. The one-in, one-out deal with France sounds reasonable on paper, like some sort of diplomatic prisoner exchange program. For every small boat arrival, France gets to send over an asylum seeker through proper channels. It's musical chase, but with human lives and international relations. The problem? It's like trying to empty the Atlantic with a teaspoon. Noble effort, questionable effectiveness, definitely not fast enough to stop the political bleeding. But let's talk about what this really means for Starmer's leadership. When senior party figures start publicly floating ideas that sound like they were brainstormed during a particularly intense game of Risk, you're not just facing policy disagreements, you're facing a full-scale confidence crisis. It's the political equivalent of your best friend suggesting you might want to consider complete personality transplant. Helpful, but devastating. The Conservative Party must be watching this unfold with the glee of cats who've just discovered a room full of yarn bowls. After all their struggles with immigration policy, watching Labour tie themselves in knots over the same issue is probably better than Christmas morning. They are probably dusting off their "I told you so" speeches and practicing their most smug parliamentary expressions. And what about the public? Well, they are watching a government that promised decisive action deliver what can only be described as enthusiastic confusion. It's like ordering a decisive military operation and getting a strongly worded letter delivered by drone. The gap between promise and delivery has become so wide you could probably sail a small boat through it, which, coincidentally, is exactly what's happening. The really fascinating part is how this connects to the broader Brexit narrative. Glasman mentioned the post-Brexit agenda, and is not wrong. This whole situation is like Brexit's awkward teenage phase, all the sovereignty, none of the solutions. We voted to take back control, but apparently, control is harder to grab than a grease pig at a village fair. Here's the brutal political reality. Starmer is caught between the Dover and the deep blue sea. Go too soft, and his own party starts suggesting military solutions. Go too hard, and he risks looking like his abandoned Labour values faster than a fair-weather football fan. It's a political tightrope walk over a pit of hungry crocodiles, and the rope is on fire. The pressure to step down isn't just coming from opposition benches now. It's coming from his own side, wrapped in the language of helpful suggestions and constructive criticism. When your allies start publicly brainstorming ways to militarize your policy failures, you know you're not just in trouble. You're in the kind of trouble that makes political careers disappear faster than free drinks at a party conference. So what happens next? Well, if Starmer can't get a grip on Channel crossing soon, we might be looking at the shortest-lived Labour government since someone forgot to win the parliamentary clock. The irony is delicious. The man who promised to be tougher on immigration than his predecessors might just become another predecessor himself. The real question isn't whether Starmer can survive this pressure. It's whether he can transform from the man who promised to smash the gangs into the man who actually does something about them. Because right now, the only thing getting smashed is his credibility, and that's not exactly what voters signed up for. Thanks for watching UK Pancakes. If this political rollercoaster has left you as confused as a tourist in Parliament, smash that subscribe button and let me know in the comments whether you think Starmer's naval ambitions are genius or completely balmy. Until next time, keep your political expectations realistic and your drone friendly.